Yes. Spring is here. This is the Timeless Podcast. I'm the kid Lucky Me. I'm your host. And today's special guest is Ron Nelson. We're talking Tekashi. We're talking being a single father. We're talking about him leaving Elmira, going to Ithaca. Black women, white women, how to get money. And he got a new business for y'all. You're now tuned in to the Timeless Podcast.
Timeless. Hey, shorty know I'm timeless. I'm timeless. Hey, told that hoe I want it my way. Hey, or she gonna hit the highway. Hey.
Yo, what's poppin'? It's the kid Lucky Me, and this is the Timeless Podcast. I told you guys I had a special guest today, and we got the boy. He's from the city, but now residing in the lovely town of Ithaca, New York. Yo, we gonna get him on. Yo, what's poppin'? Ron Nelson, what's good, man? What's good, man? We here. We got you live on the Timeless Podcast, and I told the people that you would be a special guest. And so let's get right into it. You got a new business that you're trying to promote. Tell the people about it.
Yes.
Talk loud.
Okay, I am Aromatic company. I actually own a marketing company in 1981. So I took on the client as my first project. It's actually a person I know mostly. That's it.
What is it? Like, give the people tell me a little bit about what it is and why should people.
I ain't Aromatic is any kind of goes for a natural product. The friend of mine, he came up, well, it's actually family. They came up, they saw Ithaca and how things were going. They networked and they were able to come up with a concept for business. 2 years later, the business is running.
All right, so okay, we understand that it's a business, but like, what are some of the things? Is it a male business? Is it a universal business? What's the top?
My company's marketing and how Aromatic, like candles, soaps, shea butter, setting sprays, candles, oils, shampoo.
All right, so the people that's listening, not to cut you off, the people that's listening, pretty much, what they're listening to is kind of like Avon to a degree.
Yeah, honestly, going in that lane.
So if they had a choice to pick your company or Avon, what would be the better company and why?
Well, it's crazy because I put this conversation on the corporate level. So now we're going like a corporate route, and the main reason is because a lot of chemical interactions, like Johnson & Johnson, and you have people that have different allergies. So all these products are made 100% natural, no actual chemicals inside of it. It's like stuff you could drink pretty much.
So pretty much, it's the difference. That is the difference.
Yes, sir.
Cool. So people know they can come to you. They can get all natural products. They don't got to worry about the extra added things and stuff like that. Now, you're African American. Is that your background, sir? If I'm safe to say.
Yeah, my mother was black.
Okay, so you have black, half Spanish.
Yes.
Okay, with you being half black and half Spanish, 2019. We're talking about, we're talking about Trump, talking about the war. Just a real quick, what's your thoughts of President Trump's job in office? And when I asked for a regular answer, a real answer, not a political one, but just something based on your own, your lifestyle, your living. How does Donald Trump affect you, and how you think he's doing as a job?
If I could be brief, I want to be brief. Donald Trump is from New York City. So I'm going to say that for one. For two, I never looked at Donald Trump as a president, but I looked at him as a hell of a businessman. I compare Donald Trump to 50 Cent.
Got you. So, okay. Now, you used to live in Elmira. Tell me a little bit about that.
I mean, what part do you want to know?
If you had to compare the two.
I'll be honest with you. Like, I tell people that, because I have people that visit me from Elmira a lot, and they come to the house and they hang out, and I tell them that in like 10 years, Elmira's going to be like that. Like, there's major investments going on in Elmira. So, I don't think the problems that's going to be in Elmira are going to be problems much longer. I feel bad for the people that can't keep up with the pace, and may have to move or may have to relocate to a work environment because of that. But to get back to it, is that Elmira is a good place. I know a lot of the people there, the town is so anti-progressive. They shut people down for trying to do the wrong thing. They'll lock up somebody trying to feed their kids, but they'll let a sex offender go like hands down.
All right. Okay. So as far as is the police different from out there? Opposed, because I used to live out in. No, go ahead. I used to live in Ithaca, and the police out there, they were nicer to me than I mean, Elmira police are nice too, but it just seemed like the time that I lived in Ithaca, I didn't really have no interactions with them because I wasn't really doing that negative. But you know, they seem like nice cops. Don't bother them. They don't bother you. You want to go in? Have you had any police contact out there?
I had like side issues, like petty issues, but no actual real altercation.
Okay.
Honestly, like out here it's different because your rights are more accessible to you out here than in Elmira. Elmira is a prison town, so they make finance for blocking people up. Here, it's a self-contained town. They make their money off the town. Like they have their own farms, their own businesses. They Cornell owns stock in fucking like Apple and shit like that. So it's more than enough money here. Like I had a friend that told me when I moved out here, if you ain't come out here to be rich, then you should never came out here.
Got you. I do believe that. I once inquired. I got a large lump sum of money from. I got my money back from Elmira Police Department. And I asked my kid's mom. I said, "Hey, I got about $10,000 to invest in a new business. Would you like? I think we should start like a trucking business. I can't drive, but you can." And one thing about those I forgot what they call it, those jobs to where like you know, it's all seasonal. You go around, pick up the snow. In the wintertime, you cut grass, you do different things. I forgot what that field is called, but I wanted to do
agriculture.
that. Huh?
Agriculture and landscaping.
Landscaping.
It's either
there we go.
agriculture or landscaping.
It was the land. I was trying to start a landscaping business, and she didn't want to put the money. I was gonna put my money in, and as a family, she didn't want to do that. So that's
funny.
I migrated back to New York for that reason. My goal was to leave Elmira and go to and I was gonna like live in Ithaca, raise my son in Ithaca. Ithaca is cleaner, you know what I mean? Has a cleaner look, a cleaner feel. The air feels different. The energy, the people feel different. But
it's like I'm sorry, what you saying?
Now go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't cut you off, but I think the direction he was going was like what's some of the things that's like beneficial about out here in comparison to Elmira.
Yep.
I could even take it one step deeper. It's better in some ways than New York City.
Got you. Why is that?
Because the crime element is the biggest thing. We're talking, but like, you know, everybody wants to be a gangster, but nobody really wants to be a gangster. Like, everybody can have a gun in their waist and pop in, but nobody want to make an effort to like sustain a future for their kids or sustain a future for themselves. So that's the big difference out here. Like, lawyers are accessible. I got A1 lawyers right now. I'm in court for custody with A1 lawyers. Okay. These motherfuckers is beef.
So we can, not to cut you off, let's transition into that. I'm also dealing with courts and stuff, things of that matter.
Law in New York.
Got you. Without
Law in New York.
Without saying names, without digging into personal business and stuff like that, because there are people that do know you, and I don't want to make it seem like you jumped on a platform to bash or to say anything negative. We're just having.
Oh no, I'm not even on that type of time. That's not even. I
just wanted to put out a disclaimer, because people like to stir the pot, and so if a person is trying to like, hey, you know, your baby dad or somebody was on your ex was on this on Lucky Me's podcast, and he had this to say. So I wanted to say for a disclaimer for anybody who's trying to stir the pot for the future, I'm saying now that this is just a conversation about normality. We're talking about just different things. It's a podcast. That's what a podcast is. We sit back, we chop it up, we pick one's brain, and we share information. I'm a business owner. He's a business owner. It's my job to project and put positivity within, you know, Hispanic and Blacks who are actually trying to work for themselves. But moving forward with court, right?
Yeah.
You talking regular court or family court?
Yeah, I got family court, and I also got social court.
Gotcha.
I have two different courts going on, but like the lawyers out here, you know how lawyers in Elmira, they're just trying to get the case wrapped up as quick as possible?
Yep.
The lawyers out here, they're more like, we want to resolve the whole situation, because it makes no sense for us to help you.
True.
If you're going to be right back in court 6 months later.
I feel, this is what I feel, and you could stop me in my tracks if you think I'm wrong. I feel like the court system goes faster in Elmira opposed to Tompkins County. You agree?
It does, but it does for the wrong reason.
You know what? It's funny that you say that because I do get the gist that Elmira, New York is more so like, let's just get these guys in and out, and then I don't feel like they care about solving the problem, so to speak. So I kind of would agree with you with that. But I don't know if Tompkins County is about solving the problem as well. You think that?
See, again, like, I don't mean to cut you off. I don't want you to get. It's like, what's funny about the world is that we grow up and we only know what we're taught. So if we're taught in poverty, we only understand poverty. So I think we got to take a little bit of self-accountability. Like, people go to court and be like, I got jammed up in a case. And they'll do whatever the lawyer tell them and then go to jail and be like, damn, that lawyer screwed me over. But, bro, if you signed something that you had no knowledge of, that's your fault.
So I agree. It's so crazy. I was scared. I went on, last 3 years I've been going to court in Ithaca. And here in court, I'm taking my other baby mom, and I was scared to do it. And my girls, they're telling me, they be like, yo, why don't you just take the other baby mom to court too? And I say, yo, they're going to get to court, they're going to lie, they're going to do all types of crazy stuff. You know what? And it's so funny, right? Because I live in the same town as two of my kids' mothers or whatever live in the same town. And you would think that if you live in the same community as your children, you would have access to them every day. You should be able to pop up on them every day within reason, and you should be able to do all these different things. So boom, the kids get here, the relationship doesn't work. I think it's telling if the father has to go in and put in for visitation. So then it's weird. The father asks to see the kid. So what's the first step he does? Before court, he tries to reach out to the person that he made a child with. So you try on and you try to talk. Hey, I want visitation. I want a visitation. So then they get to the point of saying, you want visitation, care about your son, your daughter, you take me to court. So they tell you to go to court just so they can fight you in court. They don't say go to court so they can have a civil resolution. They want you to go to court so they can have a platform to talk negative on you or discredit your parenting as a father. So anyway, moving forward. So here in Elmira, I decided, you know what? I had like 5 public defenders in Ithaca. It got me overnight visit with my son every other weekend, and that's pretty much 48 hours for a whole month. So here in Elmira, I decided to defend myself, and in defending myself, I was able to get visitation on the first day. On the first day. But when I got there, the woman who told me to take her for visitation, she's in court telling the court he's a drug dealer. He's this. He's that. He sells crack. He sells this. He sells that. You told me to go to court for the visitation. Just for you to go to court and tell people that I sell crack cocaine. Right? So, 2 days after that, fucking, I get a letter in the mail. He files for child support. So I defended myself in the child support case by myself. The judge grant me $50. She goes, no, he makes more money than that. He's a business owner. He does this. He sells gold. He gives loans. I'm very confused. In one court, I'm a drug dealer. Now it's time for you to get more money for child support. Now I'm an honorable citizen. Now I'm a business owner. It's weird. So Go ahead.
Do you want to retort to that? So, do you want me to give you a response to that, or
whatever comes to mind? Whatever comes to mind.
I'll tell you this personally, because me and you talk a lot. Like, we do talk pretty often.
Yep.
A lot of it, again, is not being represented legally the right way by law. There's a couple things I want to lay out that's law. If your income changes by 15%, you're automatically eligible for renegotiation. Like all you have to do is put in paperwork and sit down, and they'll say, okay, your child support drops to 15%. It's like Section 8. It's supposed to be a percentage. I think it's supposed to be 20 to 25% of your income. So if you are your own business owner, but you're making different money, and your girl's not gonna understand that, or not your girl, but the child's mother's not gonna understand that because she doesn't understand that. So the court's gotta work accordingly. They gotta make it fair. They can't cripple you paying her. That would be alimony.
Exactly. But listen.
So by law, okay. But let me say this last part. By law, somebody asked me that yesterday. I said, bro, by law, even if your order is, because he said, yo, I never pay my child support. I've never paid child support ever in my life. I was like, bro, you got the order. By law, you're entitled to visit that kid.
Yep. And that's the dope thing that I want to put out there for the fathers that's listening. If you just tuned in now, it's the Kid Lucky Me. This is the Timeless Podcast, episode 5, 6. I don't know. You guys is keeping up. But today we got special guests. We got the kid Rod Nelson in. And if you just happen to, be on Facebook and you just happen to come through midway through the conversation, Rod Nelson has a business where he sells candles and pretty much is reminiscent of...
Yeah, I represent a company that is selling candles.
Okay, he representing a company, and so he's kind of PRing for them. He's helping out and stuff like that. He is a single father. He's a great father, and he's one of the first three to five people that I actually met when I moved upstate New York when I came to Elmira. I remember, the guy that I was working for had me going door to door, giving out flyers and stuff, and he was one of the guys that was just sitting on their porch doing their thing and chopped it up. And he's been same guy he was when I met him, regular stand-up guy. You have children, correct?
Yes, sir.
What is a father to you? What's the meaning of being a father to you?
A father is a provider. A father is supposed to be there to provide. That's it. Like, if the kid needs support, the father's supposed to be there.
Okay.
If the kid needs to going through situations, dad's supposed to be there.
Now, when I hear you say something that first word that you choose was support. When you think of support, if you ask somebody, say, hey, I need you to support my body weight because whatever, that means that you need someone. So pretty much support is, you want to be able to hold up your child and be able to provide if his needs should be met. Correct, right?
For the most part, yeah.
Okay. So, if in 2019, most of the children live with the women. That's safe to say. When a relationship goes bad, when people are taking their things and going separate ways, one thing that goes with the woman is the children. How, if there is, not saying that you're in that situation, but we're talking on a broad spectrum. If let's say a baby father have no communication with the baby mother, blocked on social media, they live in the same town, every time they get on their phone, it's arguments. How do a father be the best father that he can be outside of the court before the courts are even brought into play if it's a negative situation? What would be your advice to the fathers of Elmira, Ithaca?
I would say this. I would say, know what the fights you're getting into before you get into it. So it's not that it's a fight like an altercation and but when people have conflict, it gets intense, especially if they know each other. So I went through it. I saw a lot of single fathers go through it where they let the situations around them that people are putting on them drain them and take them out their position. Don't really feed into it. Like, if that's why if you got court in place, there's no real reason to talk. Like, what we got to talk about? And we're to the point that we have to get corporate past the point that we can talk socially. And that's where everybody across the board. If I have to go to court with you or I have to sit in a situation like that with you, like a negative situation with you, he ain't got nothing to kick it. He ain't got nothing to kick it after. He ain't got nothing to talk about after. For what?
But like I said, you're giving a solution. But how does, before you get to the court, is that the best advice that you would give?
Understand. I'm not saying it's gonna be an easy task because the courts, and it's like lawyers will tell you.
Well, I'm talking about. But I want to talk about the man that doesn't want to go through the courts. Is it safe to say that there is no resolution without going through the courts?
Because the way the system is structured, I'll say this, and I'll leave it broad. I'm not gonna make it direct.
No direct.
A single mother is on like the top of the priority list as far as Medicaid, any kind of like public funding or federal funding, like single women, AIDS victims, and then like the handicapped. So single women have priority over like the handicapped and AIDS victims. You know what I mean? So, a lot of broken homes aren't really broken homes because of the fathers. They're broken home because the mother even in her fear. And of course, understand it. But they're not going to move the kids into the father's hands, and then the father messes up, and kid was in a good home to begin with, especially if they know the mother was on public assistance to begin with. And the court's mind is the mother's on food stamps, and she got Section 8, she's good. But then again,
so it's safe to say, not to cut you off. So it's safe to say that if a father is out here and if he doesn't want to deal with the courts, he's pretty much shit out of luck.
I mean, you can work like a side deal and just get her to sign it.
I'm talking.
It's very hard.
I'm talking about I'm not talking about the half civil ones. I'm talking about the ratchet of the ratchets, the ones that's.
Yeah, I'm telling you again.
There's no side thing though. But in that, there's no side thing.
Yeah, you can, but it's gonna cost. That's the only problem. Like, okay, the best way to go about it, this is the flat out way, the honest way to go about it. I got told by a lawyer, this is the best way. Is you get them to put you on child support, and then you pay them to say, I'll buy myself out of child support, but I want this with the stipulation. So
Say that again, because you're teaching me something now.
Alright, this is the best way to get away from your baby mama if you really, well, it's the easiest way. There's a lot of ways, but you need a lawyer to do it, but you don't need the court. If you go to a lawyer, you get them to put a judgment against you. So you can do it yourself. You just walk in the court and say, I want to pay child support. Like the same way the woman put a petition, you can put a petition. And y'all go to court, and they give you a judgment. Okay, like they said with you, you got $50 a month. Yep. Now you go to your big mother behind, and this is not illegal. And you go ahead and say, yo, I want to get out of child support. Okay, as long as she can't owe like dear sister, it has to be like she taking you to court for money and you're paying her. If you're paying like,
let's slow it down. So play by play in case the people learn different like I learned. So pretty much what you're saying is if a father wants to kind of think for the other person when the mother is not being irrational, you're telling the fathers that care about their kids to go seek they don't have to pay, or maybe make, like you said,
no public defender.
To get a regular lawyer.
Lawyer.
Spend some money. It's going to cost you a couple $. And you said that this is the giving game. You're saying that the lawyers.
Hang on, let me interrupt you in between. It doesn't cost that much money because by law, lawyers have to do a certain amount of pro bono per year.
If people want to know how much roughly, we on the podcast, we can say that cost, but the person that's listening will be like, well, how much then?
I'll be honest with you, it really doesn't. If it's family court and it's not like a domestic issue, like it's a family court issue or a support issue, Law in New York will cover it for free, and it's bar lawyers. It's like a team of bar lawyers, like they're best lawyers.
Okay.
My lawyer right now, TP a murder with DNA on the website.
So it's not that expensive. It's loopholes around that. Moving forward.
Yeah,
This is where the confusion get a little bit, and maybe you can just kind of, if I'm confused a little bit, I'm quite sure other people may be confused a little bit. So you saying that, all right, outside of the court, you go and petition the court, say, hey, my name is Lucky Me. I want to pay. I'm taking my baby mom because I want to pay her child support because that's where my kid is at. Once that is done, what happens next?
Okay, now you will go with the lawyer because you have like a debt month. You would tell a lawyer, I want to make a deal with my kid's mother where I give her like 20 racks, whatever.
All right, wait,
but
hold
you
on.
discuss it with her first.
Wait. So this is not actually. So this is not. So is this mediation or is this regular? Because it sounds like mediation a little bit.
Well, I mean, it is. Mediation will point you in that direction because, like, let's say you was in the rear, they would do the same thing if you were in the rear. Like, let's say, like, I owe $8,000.
But mediation is so you don't have to go to court. So I didn't want to confuse the people.
Yeah, I mean, you can go to mediation and they can suggest it, but they were more likely to suggest it for the rear. Like, they would be like, go to her because you owe so much. Like, after $5,000, but, for one person, you
Let's say, but I'm talking about, this is about a person that's never been on child support. His baby mother is a fuck up. She hangs around a whole bunch of niggas. He be like, yo, give me my son. He say, fuck you. She blocks him. She never let him get time. Your advice is to say, hey, either go through mediation or you can go through regular, like, let's say a person don't want to go through a lawyer. They say, you know what, I want to defend myself. Could they go on their own and put in the documentation that he wants to take the baby mom, he wants to pay for child support?
Again, like the paperwork is simple, but people get it mixed up. But yeah, if you're confident and you understand enough, or you even have a medium that can help you, there's all kind of mediums. There's a medium in Elmira. They'll give you a free hour of lawyer time.
Okay.
Just use that to fill out your phone. Because you don't want...
What I want to do is, I want to represent the real niggas. And when I say the real niggas, maybe I want to represent the person that don't want to fuck with the lawyer. Let's say if the person want to say, hey, I want to do it by myself. That's why I'm taking it step by step to kind of like break it down. So let's say, okay, yeah. the person that says fuck the lawyer, puts in the paperwork, boom, he gets a date, bam. He's here at court, she doesn't show. Let's say she doesn't show up for the court hearing.
Yeah.
What happens next?
They usually, it depends on the court, but if it's like the initial meeting, they'll usually do a reschedule.
And let's say she doesn't come on that one.
Then depends on the type of decision you put in. Either get tossed out or go in your favor. Okay,
so you're telling me if a person baby mother doesn't show up, they still would say, you know what? You want to pay $50 a month? We'll give it to you.
Yeah, automatic, because you're the one that put in the petition.
Is that called anything?
Yeah, because now, like, I know a lot of dads that say, yo, I can't give visitation of my kid, my baby mom's crazy. But if you have order of protection I don't want protection, if you have like a child support order in, the next thing you will go is petition for visitation.
So is that,
and my Lord asked,
is that 100% that if a person takes his baby mom for child support and she doesn't show up, they still will grant the mother the money if the father goes? Is that something 100%? Because I don't want to lie to the people.
I want to say I've never done it, so I can't answer that.
Gotcha.
But I know that's the law. There's no bias to putting in an order for child support because guys do it all the time. Like guys ask for paternity. You could do it by paternity. You could ask for paternity. And when you get paternity, they're going to get, I know this. When you ask for paternity, they're going to make you pay child support.
Got you. I got you. I never. It's funny because this is a conversation that I'm probably going to continue to have more so on my Facebook because this is something you open up something that I never even thought of. I never thought about.
A lot of people. That's why I tell people to get legal. A lot of people mess themselves up in life because they don't have proper legal representation. They don't know their rights at the right time. They start making mistakes, and by the time they actually get a lawyer, it's so far trash. The lawyer's just trying to get you up their docket.
Because you done stretched out the little bit of funding that they got through the pro bono work.
That, and sometimes like they know it's going to be a drawing case, and like if look at Elmira, the demographics, like it's 30,000, it's like between 30 and 50 people in the town, like census-wise, not counting the people in prison. You know what I mean? But you have to know things like that to know things like the lawyer. Like I know I'm not going to say like this. Some people live a lifestyle that they're scared of lawyers, but lawyers work for you.
Got you.
So they sign to say, okay, unless I'm like I get a court paper saying I got to testify, they won't do it at all.
Got you.
A lawyer, not a public defender or a public advocate, a lawyer, because they sign especially, you know what I'm talking about, what you have to sign with lawyers when you retain them. When you sign a retainer with them, by law now, they can't give up information. Like, a cop can come, yo, where's your client at? I can't give up the information. I have them on retainer.
Yeah. So, your boy Ra teaching me something. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning something, and I'm very appreciative and grateful of that. You know what I'm saying? If you just tuned in, this is the Timeless Podcast with the boy Lucky Me. Like I said, if you just tuned in, we got, you know what I'm saying, smart, entrepreneurial, Rod Nelson, all the way in Ithaca, the beautiful city, the town, whatever you want to call it. Moving forward. Drugs is a big deal, man. Drugs is a big deal. I have a question, and I just want to know your insight. Why is it that why is it that drug addicts get so much sympathy? And how do you feel about that?
It's it's a medical condition. It's not a criminal conviction. So, okay, look at it like this. For the government, it costs $30,000 for someone is shot. But less than that, like half of that, they can put them in drug treatment. So that answers your question.
Well, see, that's where the confusion comes, because if that's the case, a lot of black people, African American or minorities, they have a lot of drug cases, and they don't get the drug programming. They get sent to shop. So if it costs less, why don't they send more black people through the rehab wave? Whether it's a 18-month program where you go upstate, 9-month program. Why is it if it costs more money that way? Why wouldn't they? Is it that it costs more money, or they get more funding?
They get more funding from the medical patient. Because you're saying like I'm like a level 2 dependent, gotcha. And they send you therapy and they find out, oh, you have PTSD because you watched your dad get shot in the head, or you have.
Well, fuck what the people say. Do you feel? Do you have sympathy? Is your sympathy level at, someone knocks at your door. Someone knocks at the door. Let's just say, and like I said, we're just making up these scenarios. This is not real stuff. We're making this up. 4 o'clock in the morning. It's raining. Doom, doom, doom. Doom, doom, doom. Now I'm giving you 2 scenarios, 2 times. The first time, it's your ex-girlfriend. Let's say we're gonna say ex-girlfriend. Your ex-girlfriend. She comes to the door, but you guys broke up because she was on drugs. So, but she shows up at your door at 4 in the morning. You're in there with your new lady. You come to the door. I need help. I got nowhere to sleep. I got nowhere to go. I'm on drugs. You see, it's evident she's on drugs, right? That's the first scenario. Then that same girl comes back. This is a different scenario, but this time she has her 2 kids with her, and she's banging on your door, and she looks cracked out. Say, y'all got nowhere to go. See the kids shivering or whatever the case may be. Do you take them both in, or do you just take her in the time she has the kids, or the other time do you just tell her, yo, beat it, get out of here?
I would take the kids in, but I wouldn't deal with her because she's on drugs and she needs to be in a facility that can deal with that. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a psychologist, so I'm not going to take that risk that she's on like crystal meth and then she goes crazy in my apartment. The kids I would take.
This is my take. This is my take on drugs. This is Lucky Me's take on drugs. If you do drugs, right? If you volunteered to do any type of drugs, or whatever. Now, when I say drugs as the ones that's dependent. Ones that's. Oh, hold on, let me turn this down. Okay, sorry. So this is my thing, and I'm gonna speed it up. This is the thing. If you were raped and someone injected you with some drugs and you become an addict because of that, prime example, DMX. DMX didn't say, hey, I wanted to be a crackhead at the age of 12 or young or wherever what he was. Hanging out with a friend of his, they were smoking weed. Boom, they put the crack in the blunt. He hit the blunt, became addicted to crack, cocaine, and stuff like that. He became addicted. I have sympathy for those type of people. The people that either get raped, get tricked, or say if I'm chilling with you and say I smoke crack and I pass you the blunt, now you on crack. Those are the type of people that get sympathy. I have no sympathy for people who choose to make crystal meth. You know what I'm saying? And do all these different things. Because if you can make crystal meth, you can work in a place where they need chemists. Because it's evident you got skills to make crystal meth.
It's a gray area. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I'll tell you a reference. Okay, I'll tell you 2 situations to keep it short. So I went to therapy, and when I went to the therapist, he told me because of my upbringing, I developed certain survival skills that made me better than average people. So like me growing up in a group home and then turning a positive to negative, I got scholarship. I went to college. I kind of maintained myself independently from the time I got in. All I did was I knew how to take their money and put that money up and, juggle myself. They said that was a skill I learned from being on my own so young. So everybody wouldn't have that skill. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of associated with trauma. Like being separated from your family. And some people will be separated from their family and go in depression. But other people, they'll just rise to the occasion like, oh, it is what it is. I'm going to have to make do with what I got. But everybody's not like that. So, I listened to group home. My first group home was 30 people. And like every week somebody was trying to kill themselves. And then I moved to a 12-person group home, and it was dope, but it still had those same problems, like a lot of violence, a lot of gang banging, like all kinds of drugs. It was like all kinds of things in my face, but I just knew what I wanted. You know what I mean? So everybody's not like that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are followers, very few people at least.
But the way I look at it is this. The same way I can say, like, I sound like I don't care and I kind of have callousness in my heart. I don't have sympathy for the drug addict, but I understand. And when I say I understand that my understanding is not why they do the drug. My understanding is saying, hey, I don't understand your thought process. So I understand that we're not on the same thought process. Like, for instance, I can use my personal experience with my baby mom, right? I have 4 other baby mothers, and we get into arguments. My other baby mothers, the first thing they say, I don't give you no hard time. I don't do this. I don't do what this person do. That one go and do drugs around your kids, and then you don't say nothing to her, and you don't do this, and you don't say that. And I say to my other baby moms, I says, first of all, there's 2 people. That's the fact that you're not on drugs is the fact that I'm going to hold you for a higher standard because your mind is clearer than the girl who chose to do crystal meth or heroin. So therefore, even if I'm upset at my baby mom's actions in Ithaca, and even though I'm upset that I have to go to court, child support, all this dumb shit that comes with it, I understand that maybe for a long time that her actions, her erratic behavior is due to the drugs that she ingested. So therefore, me trying to break down logic to a person that lost so many brain cells due to drugging for so many years, she's not going to understand me. So me trying to argue and get someone who's been on drugs to understand me, the understanding in that is like, you're not going to understand me. So, but with the other baby moms who don't do drugs, what's your excuse? What's your explanation?
I'll be honest with you, like, this is like a conversation that came close to the lawyer. Is that the lawyer wants to state that, but she was talking to me about, because she's a girl, so she's going to me about the situation. And she said, when I first got her, when I was talking about some of the things that, like, some of the things you were going through, I was going through. Maybe not so much, maybe not in the drugs exactly, but in that field. And she was like, it's different when a woman shows up in court. Because a woman shows up in court, and the other side is women, they can't run that in court.
Okay.
You know, the courts are biased. So, like, when they see a woman standing next to a woman, it shows unity. You know, so when she comes in and the lawyer's close to her and they get her,
That makes sense. In Ithaca, right? I used to just go, they have like these drug treatment things, and when my baby mom used to stand up, it seemed like she had so much support because you had like the law guardian, and you had this person, and her lawyer, and most of those people are females.
Yeah, but the people you know why? Because they tell her what they want her to say, but they do it in such a way she feels like they're on her side and they're helping her. So, because, ultimately, a statistic is easier to keep track of than a random. Like, you own a business, you're doing your own thing, that's scary for the general public. Someone who's a statistic that we know who she is, we got to feel bad, they can connect. So, you being an abstract is dangerous. Not to say it like that, but I'm sorry. It is. Because you come in and it's a sketchy story or it doesn't add up to the conventional, then automatically you're going to try and bash it. So on one side, you'll say that they support black enterprises, and on the other side, people don't. Because they always want to associate it with something negative. Oh, you're lucky me, you're a rapper. So you must be associated with this, that, and the third. Bro, that's fiction. That's me artistically expressing myself.
Yo, you know what's so funny about that, not to cut you off? They're able to run that game. He's famous. He's lucky me. He's the lucky me guy. My thing is, if you have so much respect for me, in which you need to take it to court to express to the public that, hey, no, it's like if you're willing to go to court and say, hey, he's doing this, independent, he makes money, he's flashing money in videos, that means you see me in the light. Even if it's like not even the best light, that means you're willing to see me in the light. I
always suggest you on a personal level, not to cut you off, but yo, bro, you gotta imagine you want a broader platform. Like, imagine, dudes that did hate their best friends hate on each other. The same thing these girls do, their best friends do with each sometimes.
But it's different though, like from not like I said, not to dig into your personal stuff, and you just could recollect mentally about what I'm saying, and you can just like over there be like, yeah, he's kind of making a point. In your life, with and I'm gonna use situation because I don't want to spark nothing. In your situation or in your past experience, there was times where you looked at some of the paperwork, said, wow.
Every case in my life, I was like, wow.
No, because this is the thing. The wow comes from, man, I was living with this person. I was splitting rent with people. I was sharing meals with this person. And this person,
in my case, I was paying people's whole rent. I was putting money, I was putting food, and this is like public knowledge.
But that's what I'm saying.
My mom knows this.
But that's what I'm saying. Whether you paid it all or half, you know the good that you've done in whatever relationship, right? And then to come to see like, wow, you ungrateful person. You very ungrateful. You told me the last person that you had before me was nothing like me. And then you get with me, it don't work out. Now I'm worse. Now I'm worse than the guy that you said that I was better than, and then you're dragging me worse, and I didn't even take you through half of the stuff that ex-man took you through. With that, you gotta respect the grind, bro. I tell people this all the time too. You gotta do self-assessment. You gotta look at what you're at. Like, especially if you're at a point where you have odds with people, you gotta really strategize that shit. So if you're looking at a girl that's like, well, just say you're a disgruntled spouse, and you count all this money in videos, and you doing your thing, and bro, you're viral. So it's like, I'm not saying you're like global, but you're viral. There's people in weird places that know who you are. You know what I'm saying? So they see you doing all this, and that girl saying they eat oodles and noodles, giving her EBT card to the man going out getting cracked, whatever the case may be, not doing the right thing. What's the her situation? How would you feel? You know what?
I take it as praise. Like,
if
you realize you made a bad mistake.
Listen, if me and you, right, like no homo.
Yes.
If I'm your baby mother, right? If I meet you, let's say I'm just gonna, and if we making this up, I meet Rod Nelson at the pizza shop, OIP. You getting in your Benz, you're getting in your Benz. I got a big butt, nice titties, and I walk. We catch eye. Pause. We catch eye, and I'm a girl. And so, listen, so boom. Hey, how you doing? Nice car. Hey, how you doing? You got a minute? So boom, we exchange numbers, right? So I'm the girl, right? So now we're messing with each other. I know that you live a certain lifestyle based on whatever you got going on, right? So now we're in a relationship. Midway through the relationship, I get pregnant, right? I get pregnant. I signed up for your lifestyle. So let's say I say, oh, Rod, you got a nice Benz. How did you get this? Oh, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I've been moving these keys across the Atlantic. And what I do, I'm a real street nigga. I do this and I do that. So cool. Oh, I like street niggas, boom. So I signed up for that. This is what I signed up for. So what comes with being a street nigga? My man can get killed. Obviously the money and things of that nature and blah, blah, blah. The more of what I'm trying to say is this. Once the girl gets with Rod Nelson, who's this big time drug dealer or selling keys, right? She signs up for that. She knows about it. But what she also knows that everything that you portray is not really what it is. It's kind of like when you're young and you meet a girl and a younger girl. How old are you, miss? Oh, I'm 18. You know, if she tells you she's 18, that she's really not 18, because when we remember when we were young, we always boosted our age up to seem like we're older. And the older we get, we kind of make it seem like we're younger. I know. But
nowadays, everybody's acting younger than they are.
Exactly. So with that being said, what I choose to do, if my bills are $2,000, right, and right before I pay all my bills, I decide to turn on my phone and put on some music and throw money in the air and dance, right? And so I dance for 2 minutes, stop, I put it on Facebook. But when I say cut, half of that go to NYSEC, 300 go to NYSEC, 1,000 go to rent.
But they don't see that. They don't understand that.
Yes, but see, this is the thing. If they were dating me, they know that even if I am independent, that's what I use to pay bills and things of that nature.
Nah, but you know, okay, like perfect example, like you go into court with this now distraught woman, you know what she does? She goes in court and she plays the stream in front of the judge and the public, you know, the public, you know, the law guardians and all that. Like, look, this is the person he is. You feel me? So, you know, they put it into negative.
But this is what I said to the judge. This is what I said to the judge, right? Because after the judge said, hey, $50 a month. And I said, Your Honor, I'll accept that. So they go, yo, miss, do you accept that? She goes, no. He got more money than that. So then he goes, ma'am, well, you don't have to accept it, this and that. So she sucks her teeth and stuff like that. And she goes, well, he got his own business. He does his pawn. He does this and he does that. My thing is this. This is the same person who told me you will never see your son and I do not need you. My son is 4 years.
Do you actually have the text saying that? Like a text or something something that can be credited, like your phone?
I thought you would say that. I thought you would say that. I saved everything. I also put it in.
Okay, so
I put
if you have that,
it's already online. That's what I'm saying. It's in the TMZ joint. It's in the TMZ thing.
If you have that and you have
Did you watch that last TMZ video that I put up?
Like when you was in the pizza shop with Deanna?
I wasn't in the pizza shop, but I'm talking about. I was pretty much coming out of court. I put TMZ and Elmira, me coming out of court.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. With that, facts. I remember that.
Yeah,
he was in the suit and all that.
Yeah. In the audio, in the audio, they put well, she has expressed that I don't need you, I don't need that. So I said, cool. If you don't need me, that's fine. And that expressed. So my thing is, now we're here at court. The only reason why she took me, she tells the judge, the judge says, okay, miss, well, since you don't accept the $50, you have to come back next month on a later date. We're going to dig into this guy's finances and see what's going on. My tracks is already covered for the most part. But when it's all said and done, it's their, like you said, it's their job to do a percentage based off incomes. So
it's no more than 20 to 25%.
That's what I'm saying. It's 17% actually. So
yeah, so that's like legally where they can go.
So if they decide to give her $50, that's a bonus based off what's going on. So
yeah, because by law they can't cripple you.
So she goes, look, he posted on his page, he do loans and stuff. So the judge goes, Mr. Brown, is it true that you have a loan business? I said, sir, it's illegal to loan or to have a pawn shop in Chemung County. If we lived in Tompkins County, I could have a pawn shop. And that's the reason why they call them swap shops here in Elmira. Well, sir, do you have a swap shop? I am not registered with the town of Elmira. That is something that you guys already know. When they think that, they check all that stuff. They check all that stuff. And I told them, I said I am homeless. My girl pays all my bills. I am a bum. I'm on food stamps. I'm on Medicaid. I have no income. But that's something that you guys already know because you guys run my bank accounts. Y'all run my stuff. You guys know that. And for me to have a business, that would be committing fraud, being that I get free Fidelis health care. So he goes, Mr. Brown, are you on welfare? I said, yeah, I'm on welfare. I get $190 or whatever on the card, and I get Medicaid. Isn't that welfare? He goes, no.
Yeah, you're not getting financial support when you welfare.
No,
you're entitled to that as an American.
So it's only welfare when you're getting cash assistance?
Yeah, because food stamps and health care is your right to the citizen.
Oh, okay.
As a U.S. citizen, you're entitled to free health care if you can't afford your own.
So all the people that's listening up, if you're ever in an argument and someone says, oh, you're on welfare, welfare is only for the people who are receiving cash assistance or you're receiving cash assistance to help you with your living, meaning like partial your rent and stuff like that. Then you're part of the welfare system.
They give you a loan. Business gives loans. So let's say you say my house supposed to get booked.
And I pay
$5,000.
Yeah, because in Ithaca I pay $538 for my Ithaca child support. So I pay $538 out there. I pay $50 here, and then I'm still fighting for that. I go to court tomorrow for what happened with me and my son in the mall. But
yeah, but even like with that, I saw it. It's sketchy because now, in that kind of situation, it was contempt. And you should put paperwork in because we're gonna come up and I'm not going against her, but you know what I mean. Seeing it visually, it would be a contempt issue where they would say, okay, we have to readjust the visitation. You know what I'm saying? Like get a beating, get like a third party to come in and just, because you can see that there's still emotions there, and that's just natural. You know, she's gonna have feelings, you're gonna have feelings. And,
but no, I gotta stop you on that. Listen, and I'll say this on the record. I absolutely care about none of my baby mothers, but I do love them. I love them for being mothers to my kids. But other than that, I can care less about any one of them, and that's on.
Yeah, but you're entitled to that feeling. But that's the reason why it's just to get like lawyers and mediators in.
Yeah, I know, but I was just kind of chiming in on that.
No, but you're entitled to feel that way. Some of the things that may have happened before that, like, yo, this girl sold for me. This girl did this. This girl did that.
Yeah, they gotta go. They gotta go. It's no way.
She did this. She did that. You know, it's human.
I always tell my kids. I tell my oldest, my 16-year-old. I tell him. He was telling me, yo, Dad. You know what I'm saying? He's telling me about the Spanish girl that he liked from the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? He out in Queens right now, and he's like, yo, Dad, girl that I like, she talking to one of my friends. I call her talking to one of my friends, and I say, yo, see, son. I was like, listen. I said, never get mad at your boy though. You know what I'm saying? Keep your eye open for him, because if he know that you trying to holler at shorty and he's still going to engage, but I told him I was like, yo, you know what? You're young. It'll be more girls. But pretty much the moral of what I was trying to say is when people show you who they are, leave them. And
because I just think Donnie.
Because imagine, right? Imagine. This is what I tell my fiance, right? I say, and every time this shit goes down, I say, yo, imagine if I was some kingpin, cocaine, slinging, fentanyl, dealing, drug dealer guy, right? Say if I was that guy. That means that these women are willing to tell the police who only going to be in our lives for a small time. And that's the thing that's crazy. And for you too, like with your situation that you got going on in Ithaca, that's only going to be for a season. Like that's not even going to be that long. So you're telling me that the mother of our children, not you per se, I'm just talking in broad, the mother of our children are willing to rat us out or whatever, or allegedly make up accusations that could potentially put us in jail. They do things now that can cause us drama in the future. So let's just say hypothetically, right? Let's say your kid is 10 years old or 12 years old. So boom, 2 years of this bullshit, now he's 15 years old now. But now you're on super duper child support. The stuff was created. Let's say if you was hustling. So now the baby mom done told on you. So now you have to get low with the hustling because the eyes are on you and you want to put your best foot for your son. These same women that are trying to put you in jail, they know how you make money in life, allegedly, right? And then they try to stop the money. They try to fuck you up from the money, but then want you to pay money even after they try to take you away from your livelihood.
Yeah, again, this is where I say, for people it's hard because to me personally, you can do whatever you want to do with your life and nobody has no reason to threaten as long as it's like not hurting somebody else.
Exactly.
Honestly, because again, I'm telling you this from a place like when you're talking about a low income society, especially if you're not from that area, they're gonna look at you a certain way. There's gonna be some kind of bias, there's gonna be some kind of segregation on your end. That's just something you have to face.
True.
But on the flip side, again, when I have those issues, when the girl I'm talking to does that, I call my lawyer now. And my lawyer puts in paperwork, and that's fine.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, sometimes people don't do certain things for the pride thing, but when you deal with your kids, you gotta X out your pride and look at what makes sense.
And that's why
that's why
I've been coming to court.
Huh?
That's why I've been coming to court.
Yeah, but even with court, you still have to operate at a level that because you can't stop what you're doing. You can't not live your life. So you see a lot of these people happen. They try and do too much instead of sticking to the script, and then they get jammed up. And now they're moving erratic, and that's the time that something will happen, and it's right when you go on the court, and you have the proper lawyer, so they were able to deflect it, and now you're in a whole bunch of problems that you really shouldn't have been in.
I tell the people, not to cut you off, I tell the people that just take your time. If you have multiple children with multiple women, I think you should pick one at a time, or if you could do two at a time, and you focus on that. I think we talk about Nipsey Hussle and RIP to him, and condolences to his family and stuff is going on. And he had an old interview where he was with his daughter, and at the end of the interview, like, yo, you know what? Whether there's boys or daughters, they need fathers, man. And when you're 50 years old and you look in the mirror, are you and all the facades? And as he's talking, I'm thinking, and this is real shit, because like you said, there's so many people that know about me in strange places. People got all their preconceived notions. People love me to my face, hate me to my face, whatever, right? So that's that could just be a facade. But when I'm alone and I'm by myself, I know who I am. You know what I'm saying? Whether I'm faking or I'm doing it real, whatever, I know who I am. And at the end of the day, when Ron Nelson looks in the mirror and your son is 25 years old and college playing ball and you're proud of him, whatever, he's doctor, whatever, president, do you look in the mirror and says, you know what? I may not became a millionaire, but you know what? I'm proud of the man that I came today. I'm proud of the trials and tribulations. I'm proud of the fights that I did when I could have ran away like a little bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like my father did. My father was nowhere in sight. My father didn't come to get me or find me or nothing. So when we come from that, and then now you have a chance to fight for your kids, and even if you do it a little bit and you do it to the best of your ability, that's something to smile about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now I'm gonna say from my end, it's been a consistent fight. Like I've been in court years, just going back and forth, and the biggest problem was not having proper representation, not knowing my actual legal rights as a human being, and not knowing like the situation I was entering. And this is all not my fault. This is the court's fault. Because the court's supposed to advise you, supposed to make sure you're fully aware of what's going on. And they never do that.
I you know what? When it comes to that, I say, man, keep it 100 and keep it a buck. I say family, man. Because listen, look, I'm 37 years old now, and the first time I was ever dealing with a baby mama drama was like I was 21, 22. I'm quite sure there was someone that was older that I guess was allegedly my family or friend, because and that's a different conversation. All right, the people that your blood, if they don't help you out in life or try to help you mold you, and when I say help, doesn't mean give money all the time. Just wisdom and whatever. If your family don't help you in that way and you get to 40 years old, do you look at them still as family even though they're your blood? And then you look at the people that not your blood, you may have met 3 years ago, and you guys have a great rapport. You guys exchange information, iron sharpens iron, you're doing well. That person that you just met gave you more information to be the best Ra that you can ever be. And you'd be like, wow, my family didn't even help me or try to help me, give me advice. Oh, go down here, go get your DBA. Oh, make sure you pay your taxes on time. All right, your first 3 years in the business, you're not really gonna make no money. All right, keep all your receipts so you can use it for a tax write-off. You can use everything for a tax write-off. They don't tell you none of that stuff. They just like you said. So I agree with you when you say that. I think the number one thing is proper representation. That's the word of the day.
Yeah. Represent yourself properly and always know your worth in a situation. Ultimately, as a parent, you have an equal right to that child as a mother.
Gotcha.
It's just a lot of us be going to the court and they pigeonhole you, and you got the lawyer saying, yo, I had a lawyer, he's not my lawyer anymore. He tried to tell me there was a video of me saying things, and I was like, produce the video. He's like, nah, I can't do it. I was like, okay, so you've seen the video. The defense has seen the video. Even my kid's mother has seen the video, but I can't see the video. That's crazy. I went to court and I told him, he's ineffective, he's inefficient on the minute. And they instantly got rid of him.
Yeah, because no way if the accused have the right to know either their accuser or what they're being accused of.
Yeah, I told him that I'm being pigeonholed. I'm being put into a situation where I have to take a deal with this lawyer if I don't agree. My lawyer's not, because he's not effective or efficient. I put this on the minute, so the judge had to, because he didn't know it, but I put a petition in at that moment. I told him that I'm being improperly represented. I'm not being given my full right in so many words. So he had to interject and say, okay, well, this is what we're going to do. We're going to give you the right with no prejudice. And you understand, people, the difference with no prejudice. No prejudice means that if you have issues, the same issue again, you can come back and put another petition in and get right back in the court.
In Ithaca, I had to do that. The lawyer, I totally agree with you. It was the lady, I forgot her name, Sue something. It was a lady. She had short hair. She was my public defender out there, pro bono, whatever you want to call it. This lady, same thing. She goes, well, no, they're asking for $300 a month, this and that, whatever. I said, based on what basis? Well, because, you know, on your page, you say you got this, you say you got that. I said, you guys don't make no sense. If I wrote for the next month, every day on the post, I'm the world's greatest daddy, do that deem me as the world's greatest daddy?
Yeah, like you could have saved that money, somebody could have gave you that money. That may not even be real money. That's what I'm saying. Like,
listen,
they'll go into court and
I already got a plan. And I should have did that when I went to Ithaca, but I'm gonna do it here, being I'm defending myself.
I'm gonna tell you this, not to interrupt, but yo, bro, lawyers in New York out here is really good, and they'll help you in Elmira.
Well, I'm doing good. I'm doing good so far. I really love the results and everything's going out. The lovely people, family court of Elmira being. I think it's because I live here. If I lived somewhere else, it'd probably be a different thing. That's the same thing.
They put me in jail. They put me in jail for paying child support.
Where? In Elmira?
Yeah, they put me in jail for paying child support.
How is that? Explain that so give people understanding.
Okay. Let me explain it so it makes sense. But the lawyers I have now, they said it was a personal thing. I just didn't have there's a time limit that I should have put paperwork in to be able to do what I did. So they got that. But I was paying child support. The judge asked me to come back in to verify child support was being paid in 30 days. He said it was only going to be me and my lawyer there. When I show up to court, I have a different lawyer. My new lawyer wasn't advised to what was going on. He showed up in court. They gave me 15 days. I said on the minute that doing this because I work for a school would cause me to lose my job because they're not going to look kindly on me having a rest. And you can see it to that, slam the gavel, and I was ordered to 15 days. It was crazy because the whole thing was I was part of a program here, and I was supposed to be the keynote speaker, so I was supposed to be like, shaking hands, kissing babies. I was supposed to be shaking hands with the mayor of the city, different people from Cornell, different people from alternatives. So those people felt like it was like a personal shot. So that's when they got me with these lawyers and things like that.
Question, not to cut you off.
Yeah.
This was this a child support? One, how much was your child support? Like what they had you paying?
It was $2,000, but at that time it was like $2,300, which by law I'm not supposed to be incriminated for. I'm not supposed to be criminally charged for. Wait.
I'm not talking about the whole. We can get to the lump sum, but I'm talking about like what did they deem you to pay?
$50 a week.
Okay, so it's $50 a month. Now, was this her taking you?
$50 a week. It's $50 a week.
So $200 a month?
Yeah, but it was something me and the mother agreed to when we had it. So we went to court, we worked a side deal, and we came to the table with them out.
So she took you initially for the child support?
Yes.
So not DSS?
No.
So at any point, she could have stopped it if she wanted to?
Yes.
Wow.
But I told her, if you do this, you can't say anything about child support because you're watching them take money from your son's mouth. Just shrug the shoulders and let them do it. If they asked her, it was like, do you have any objection to us giving her the 15 days? Like, she could stop the 15 days if she wanted to. And she said no. Okay, so see, now you taught me something about putting child support on yourself. Now I'm gonna teach you something. Now you all right. You said so. At what point did she violate you, like in the rears? You mean what time frame or what amount? Like at what amount? After 1,000? After 2,000? It was about 2,300. So at 2,300, she went to there and she was like, "Yo, he not paying. I want to violate him." It was a situation in between that caused that to happen. It was in what? It was a situation in between that caused that to happen. Okay, but I'm saying, but for the most part, she had to put in the paperwork for that to come to fruition. Meaning, like, if she doesn't ever put in paperwork saying, "Hey, he owed me that amount of money," you don't go to jail. She could have said it in court, like, "Yo, I think go." No, that's not what I'm asking you. I'm saying if she never went to pull it, did she put in the paperwork to say, "Yo, this nigga owe me money. We need a court date"? Yeah. Okay, that's all I wanted to know. So that's intent. That means she intentionally wanted something bad to happen to you. So I understand. She did it with the intent to get me locked up. She told me to my face, "I'm going to get you put in jail." All right, for the future, right? Like for instance, right? This is what I kind of told my kid's mom.
if I'm paying $50 a month, right? You know how much that is in a year, correct?
Yeah.
That's $600. She can't violate me until it reach past $1,000. So I told her, I was like, listen, you could have got more money out of me by just giving me visitation and working out a shopping agreement. That's all that is. I take them.
I'll be honest with you too. Not to say it like this, but like, yo, sometimes, karma's a weird energy. So what goes around comes around. Not to wish that on nobody, but when someone consumes themselves with that kind of energy, they don't understand sometimes they're creating a monster themselves.
I agree. And I have the proof about what you're saying right now as we speak. Just 2 days ago, I'm on the phone, and because once I'm done with this case, I have to go back to Ithaca because I have to violate her for not. Ithaca Court has given me visitation since December 19th. I haven't seen my son since September the 16th. My son.
Now,
go ahead.
You want to make sure you go for modification now, because you tried the visitation, it didn't work. So now it's not on you, it's on her. You want to take it the next level up.
Got you. I got you. See, now you just.
So that's a lot of times. That's what happens here, because that's what happens. A lot of times people have the platform to get what they want. They just don't put it in the proper paperwork. So
what I did,
the wrong paperwork.
I know one of the concerns is going to be the judge is going to be like, well, Mr. Brown, we're in June or end of May or whatever. Why would you violate her now or get a modification now? Why would it take you so long to do this? And I would gladly explain to them like, hey, listen, guys already had me on a 2-year order of protection based off something that I was found innocent of. I wasn't playing no games with this Tompkins County court system. Therefore, instead of me going to violate Samantha or whatever, which is my baby mom's, I waited till I got off probation. Because if I would have violated her in like February or even January, he would say, yo, he's doing this. He calls probation, parole. That fucks up my shit. That got them niggas on my ass. And so I wanted to wait till I got off. A lot of people don't know I just got off that shit last month. So
yeah, I want to say something too. Even like when you go on the court, I learned from advising from lawyers. Just less is more. You don't have to say as much. You just say, yo, I had no knowledge that I could do it till now. That's respectable in itself. They can't say, oh, it was your right to know. No, I had no lawyer. I don't have the money to get a lawyer.
Well, the lawyer did tell me, the lawyer did advise me that, wait. So I kind of did. I understand what you're saying, but I always go in there with truth. I was going in with truth, and but that makes sense to a judge. Oh, yeah, you work, because the same court is the same court that put me on probation. Put me on the probation. So they'll be like,
yeah,
so they know.
They're going to expect you. Yeah, they're going to expect you. They're going to know what's going on, but you go in the court and say, I had no knowledge prior. That's the same thing, because you don't want it to be on the minutes.
Yeah, I know, and I'm going back. I'm going around the block just to put emphasis on your point. The point of the matter is, right, I get on the phone and I'm like, listen, I'm almost done with this baby mom this week, and then I'm back out there in Ithaca. Do you really want me to go and violate you? Do you really want to make time out of your day to go into court? Cause this is the thing. I can call in from Elmira in my drawers. You have to physically get up and go to court. So at the end of the day, I'm telling you that she's like, oh, go violate me. I said, why would you want me to violate you? Well, Lucky.
No, because again, they think that it's not going to be effective, but it's because
yes,
you want to put in a violation and then you want to put in a modification.
I know, but this is what I'm saying. Yeah. We got into the conversation. Everything you're saying is 100%, and I believe it. Because they speak with a confidence. Go ahead, do it, violate me. Ain't nothing gonna happen. I'm the female. I'm this and that. The court love me. I'm the victim. I'm the addict. And you know what? That whole narrative through this whole time, they've been feeling sorry for her. They've been feeling sorry. I said in court, I said, maybe I should be up here doing some crack. Should I go downstairs and smoke some crack? For you guys to give me some sympathy around this motherfucker? Y'all found me non-negligent. But moving forward, she said, oh, Lucky, I never asked you for nothing because you always want to make a big deal. Yes, I work, I'm independent. If I'm independent and if I'm poor, like you tell the courts that I'm poor and I'm a scumbag or whatever the case may be, you got to understand. Like, yo, if someone asks me for $50, like if your baby mom call you and say, yo, Rod, you know what I'm saying, I need $100 for my son. the number one question is, it's not that you don't want to give her the $100 for your son, even if you got a pocket full. The first question you're going to ask is, what does he need it for? No problem.
Yeah, then I'd rather buy it than give her the actual money.
Exactly.
I have that right to say that.
Because
I don't have to give you money in your hand if I already have child support order with you.
exactly.
I can buy it on my own.
Exactly. I said to her, yo, listen, I said, why are you upset? I pay a third of your rent. Oh, I had to take you for child support and this and that, whatever. You didn't take me for child support. DSS did. You went begging to DSS. Oh, that's because I don't have a job. You don't have a job because the trade in which you went to school for when you was younger is a CNA. You went to school to be a CNA, which is one of the number one jobs up here that I noticed. You got the Elcors, the Bethany, even it's all types of old people homes up here. When you was doing your drugs, which I had no knowledge of, you stole from a store. That means you have a petty larceny on your record. And you have a neglect. You can't work with old people. You can't work with children with neglect on your rap sheet. So therefore, you don't have a job. So why don't you have a job? You could work at anywhere you could work. Oh, I'm going back to school. Why would you want to? If life don't, my life don't tell me go back to school. My life says, Lucky, you gotta make some type of money so you can get these bills paid. So she goes, well, I wouldn't be on child support. You wouldn't be on child support if you went to CPS me. I said, I CPS'd you because you were shooting up heroin around my children. And there's nothing I can do.
Yeah, again, it's like, when you get court involved, it's better just not saying anything. Because all they're doing is they're fishing. It's looking for something to be said.
Yeah, it's weird. It's very weird. I said, yo, you get child support from me. I said, why? I said, how are you blaming me for this? I didn't give you the heroin. I didn't tell you shoot that shit up. You can't work because you stole. You know what I'm saying?
But you understand, you said it earlier, when you're showing these kind of people that are under the influence, they're not going to be logical.
Exactly. Well, I was just making a point that what you were saying of how, you know what I mean, they man, you got going there with knowledge. And like you said, you got going there with proper representation.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. If you have anything in life, you'd be surprised situations I went through since I moved to Ithaca where I had to get a lawyer. I had a landlord trying to bust me from my apartment. I've had all kind of crazy situations. The first thing I do is call a lawyer.
All right, people, right?
Or anything else.
It's dope because you've been on here for, I really wanted you for 10, 20 minutes, but it's dope because you made the podcast longer. I'm going to hit you with one more question. You know what I'm saying? You're a popular guy. The blogs are going crazy. TMZ and Elmira got hit. They told me that you're in the new, tell me if I'm wrong or not, that you're in a new relationship. You're happy. You're doing activities. You're smiling more in your lives. You're putting more, you're always a positive person, but you, as of late, a lot of good things seem like it's happening for you. Like before, it seemed like you're getting your living situation. That was the happiness in your life. Now you got a woman in your life. You want to talk about some of the good things that's been happening? We've been talking about a lot of negative stuff. Let's talk about some of the positive things that's been happening, because things haven't always been positive for you.
Yeah, but again, that's like, that's your monster. Really, once you keep those kind of people out your equation, I had to learn to cut people off, and then when you cut the right people off, your life changes automatically. Like, you cut the right person off at the right time, and you have a total, it's called a paradigm shift. When you change the situation in your life, it'll automatically cause something to happen. So if you X out a lot of negativity, I just enjoy life. I'm going to a concert next week, you know what I'm saying? I got placements to tracks on somebody's album. It's like countless pictures. Like I'm so used to things going good, I know how to see when things are going bad and how to avoid it. Because I value my life too much.
How long you been with your lady?
Sometimes it's been not long, but it hasn't been short either. I just didn't publicly tell people my personal business. I was like, you know what?
Okay, I
don't want to play the media game.
Now we don't have to put nobody's name and that now a specific time. I think that energy should be transferred. You know what I mean? If we chose to talk about nothing but negativity, that negative energy could transfer through the phone, so I wanted to end it on a more positive note, without saying who she is and stuff like that. You don't normally put pictures or videos with women What made you want to do it with this woman?
Oh, it's more carefree. It's just the boundaries we have. Like, we do so much stuff in a week that, it's just to put stuff up there. It's totally organic. It's like, it's never like trying to do it to make my face look come off that way. It's always like, okay, you got natural moments. You want to show that. You want to let that be known.
Positivity.
Yeah, like, I have many posts I had that were like negative, but then when I have positive posts, I want to incorporate those too. I don't want to, I'm going through like growth, so I'm getting away from certain things and embracing other things.
Okay,
and I tell anybody, if you're tired of the way you live, don't be afraid to embrace the change. Don't ever be afraid. Don't let people tell you, oh, you can't grow, you can't be this, or you can't be that. Always try and do what works for you, because if you can't keep you happy, you can't keep nobody else happy. Got you.
So, like I said, y'all chimed in.
Oh, yeah, my girl is beautiful woman, definitely beautiful.
So you're in a beautiful relationship. Now,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm hitting the borderline as I'm about to let you go here. Like I said, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you being on the podcast.
Definitely.
Now,
I appreciate being on it. It's very dope. The conversation is really dope.
You're female. Do she have children?
Yeah, she has children.
So, you having children and her having children, just in case dudes are listening that's from Ithaca and from Elmira, what was your approach, being that you just left a situation, or not just, but, dealing with your personal life, and then what made you say, you know what, I'm willing to, put down these fucking barriers and open my heart, and I'm also being open to dealing with a female who has her own kids. What was your thought process with that?
Well, with me, I embrace positivity, so someone comes to me with a good energy, I embrace it. So that's how, at anybody, it's like, you come at me with the right energy, I'll automatically teach you. You come at me with a negative energy, I'm just not going to put this. So, like with picking women, like, a lot of guys get the girl that everybody wants, and that may not be the girl that you want.
Got you.
You know what I mean? So you get the good.
In 2019, women don't like to cook and don't like to do stuff. Is it safe to say that she's a woman? Now, is she a nice woman, or is she a woman's woman? And when I say a woman's woman is, I'm an 82 baby, and my definition of a woman's woman is she can work and be great and be independent and take care of her business, but a woman that still understands the fabric of, like, what a woman is. Just like she would expect you to have the fabric of what it is to be a real man. A real man, take care of the house. A real woman follows the lead of the man and, feed him, make sure he's okay, and vice versa. What's your take on that? Is she that?
Yeah, 100%. It's like, it's crazy what happened. I was going to ask her, she asked me about something she was going to get me. Like, she's like a shopaholic. So, she asked me about something, and then she talked to me about, I was thinking about bed sheets. I was going to say, she's some bed sheets. She just hit me randomly and was like, oh, that's some bed sheets. So, when you have that type of person around you, you can't do nothing but grow.
Dope. Yo, if you tuned in, Rod Nelson on here. Yo, Rod, you want to give people your information in case they want to donate money, in case they want to inquire about information, so maybe they want to do what you're doing or be under your umbrella and help make that business flourish. I want to say here, Timeless Podcast, I appreciate what you bring to the table. I appreciate your positivity. I appreciate your friendship. Anything you want to get out there? When I stop, I want you to get out all your information.
Support Lucky Me's podcast, Buy Aromatics, www.higharomatics.co.com, and you can get the whole catalog of products and everybody do good, ESPRN@gmail.com is my company's email. I don't really need a webpage because I do marketing. I can't post, I can post one client, but I probably will get a page, but it'd be more like an interactive page where I have like fun stuff.
Dope. So listen, all of his information, his Facebook, his business number, or his email will be all in the description down below. Go into the description box and go down to the bottom. Look up Rod Nelson. I'm going to have an arrow pointing at all his links, his Instagram, or however you want to get in contact with him. Don't be scared. Don't be shy. He doesn't bite. He's a people person, and he's a good person. And what I want to throw it at the end, a lot of people don't know that the first studio I recorded in is because of this man.
He always brings up the story. You should have kept your master.
Because
they never gave away your CD.
That's what I'm saying. I always say that because this happened in 2010, and we're in 2019. And regardless of how popular I became or how proud I be or whatever they want to say that lucky me this, I will honestly say that this man helped me reach out to people and got me in the studio. Didn't know me really from a whole. He didn't even know the potential of what I could be. He just kind of was. He just has a nice gesture. So with that being said, hit him up. Salute to you and your lovely relationship. I believe that's.
Thank you again.
I believe that's the work of the universe. You put out positive energy.
Totally.
Because the universe sees you go through so much pain, but sometimes you need to go through that so you can feel it. Because once you feel it, now you appreciate your relationship, or you appreciate your woman a lot more. Yo, this is the Timeless Podcast. Ron Nelson here. Yo, it's Cash for Gold. Stills and Dudes, just sell it. Hit me up 607-215-1620. Subscribe on the Hood News and Elmira page. And like I always say, while they sitting around looking sick and mad, I'm sitting at home counting money. Like being you mad, subscribe, tell a friend. I'm signing out.
Timeless, hey, shorty know I'm timeless, I'm timeless, hey, so that hoe I want, hey, or she gonna hit the highway, hey.
Mr. Blue, I told you that I love you, please. Mr. Blue, I told you that I love you. Please believe me. Please believe me. Mr. Blue, I told you that I love you. Please believe me. Please believe me. Mr. Blue, I told you that I love you. Please believe me. Please believe me. Mr. Blue.